here we are at my house on the Magnetawan River, and we recently got home from spending some time at our remote off-grid water access cabin. It's a new place, and it was the first time we really got a chance to go up there and see what needed to be done other than the quick look at it before we bought the place. So we didn't bring a whole bunch of building materials up before we really know what needed to be done, and we wanted to spend some time there, get a feel for what work we should do, enjoy the place, and explore the area a bit. And after spending some time there, it was obvious that we could really use some solar power equipment. So to make this place more livable long term, which is the plan, we needed to bring in some more powerful solar stuff. So I talked with BLUETTI, who I've worked with in the past, and I've come up with something here which I think might be just about the perfect solution to power our off-grid cabin. I think this is going to be amazing for the new cabin, and until I get it up there, I'm going to be using it at my house here, which is partially off-grid. I mean, we do have power, but we have power outages and we kind of live way off the beaten path. So this is something that would be great for my house as well as my cabin. And this is the BLUETTI AC500 and B300S combo with two PV350 solar panels. And essentially what the AC500 is a powerful inverter, and the B300S is the battery. Now I have two of these B300S batteries. They just showed up here on my porch. So let's open these things up and check them out. One of the things that really excited me about the BLUETTI B300S battery is that it has a self-heating component to it, which means that it will charge in the cold. That is super important because it means that I can use this in the winter. And a lot of the time, these large batteries, they either won't charge in the cold at all, or if they do, you're going to be damaging the battery. So that is really important to me, because even if I don't have enough sun in an off-grid environment, I can charge these off of a generator in an hour each. So 2 hours to charge both of these B300s fully. Okay, first thing out of the box, we got some cables. La-da! So that is the AC500, and this sucker is actually not a battery. This is just the inverter component. Now, definitely a lot heavier than my other units, but as you can see, it's portable, and you know, if you don't want to do any lifting, it looks like it would fit on a dolly pretty easily. But this isn't something that's meant to be portable to the extent of something I would bring on a canoe trip. This is more for your off-grid cabins, RV, any kind of drive-up camping, and just power backup for your house with power outages and stuff like that.
Woo! 5,000 watts.
So this is a 5,000 watt inverter, but it has a surge of surge power of 10,000 watts. So sometimes when you turn something on, there's a kick, like a dryer or whatever.
Right.
And this means it can handle that.
Look, and it has two wireless charging things on top.
Pretty good, right? That's the plug that connects the units together. Connects the battery to the inverter. And then you can actually tether more batteries using more of these cables all around it or something, you know?
Oh, it's not that heavy, okay.
So this one, because this is a battery, this one weighs substantially more. So this has a battery capacity of 3,072 watt hours, and its discharge temperature is -20 to -40 degrees Celsius. Charging temperature is -20 to -40 degrees Celsius. Guys, no matter what anyone else says, this is why I'm buying this product. No matter what, because other products on the market will not work in those temperatures. So no matter what other bells and whistles any other product has, and believe me, this one has enough, it won't work in these temperatures. This has a self-heating component. So late season hunting, fishing trips, winter adventures at the cabin with the family, etc., etc. This will work in Canadian winters, guys. -40. That is awesome. So keep in mind, you see me cutting open these boxes. They won't accept a return without the box. So try not to damage the box too much or throw it out. Even the ones I cut, I suppose I could repair. But I kind of forgot about that, and it says right when you open it that you need the box in order to return it, just like with a lot of things. Oh yeah. And that's where these plug in here. Now we're going to hook this thing up. So you push it in, it clicks. You see how that works? They all chain up like that. You have these long cables which take up more space. You can fold them in, but it also means that you can move these things. They don't necessarily have to be stacked. Power. All right. Oh, there we go. Today, July 16th, is Prime Day on Amazon Prime. So today and tomorrow, you can find the best deals of the year for BLUETTI products on their website and on Amazon Prime. So on these 2 days, you'll find the best BLUETTI deals of the year on all products on their website. Check out the link in my bio for website links and on Amazon Prime as well. Plus, if you purchase over $1,000 worth of BLUETTI stuff, you can use my discount code, which is JBPD50, to save an extra $50 on BLUETTI Canada and BLUETTI USA websites. And this offer is actually valid right through to July 31st. So we're going to set the DC1 input setting to PV, because we're going to charge this with the solar panel. So the DC input setting we're going to set to PV. So they do come with some power in them, which is cool, and all these are running. You can see all the lights on this and on this as well. And if you want to charge DC 10 12 volt DC 10 amp, you can actually just switch off the connection to the 500 to the 5000 watt AC500 and run it off these. So these are actually self-sustained batteries itself. So we have a 50 amp max plug. So you have a 30 amp max here. This one's more for recreational vehicle use, but we have another 30 amp max output as well. And this is all AC. And then we have your standard 20 amp AC plugs, 3 of them here. And of course you could connect a power bar to that too. Then out here we have your standard 12 volt DC 30 amp. It's got a little bit of a different connection as well. You can use it as an adapter. So that's your typical cigarette lighter. But then here we have a 24 volt DC 10 amp. You don't want to plug your regular DC powered things into here because it's 24 volts. But this will power a fridge, an electric fridge, like you'd find in an off-grid cabin or RV. So that's awesome. And then these are the ones that I often use for charging my camera equipment and phones and stuff like that. But you have USB-C 100 watt, 2 of them. And then on top of that, you have 2 USB-A's. Those are 18 watts. And then you have USB-A 5 volt DC, and that's 3 amps. So a lot of combinations here. And if we jump down, so the BLUETTI B300S can be used as a standalone unit on its own. And we have your standard cigarette lighter. That's a 12 volt DC 10 amp. We also have a USB-C 100 watt and a USB-A 18 watt. And then we got these on the side here. So these just unscrew like this. This is an AC input 100 to 240 volts. So that's if you're charging it off the wall. This one here is a D3 input, 12 to 150 volt DC, or 15 amps here. And you have two of those. So these are what you'd use to charge off of solar panels, which we're about to set up. And you see how this just unlocks. You press this and you pull it. So here you have two 50.1 volt DC chargers and tetherers. So that's what you tether the units with. And that's on the AC500. On the batteries of the BS300, you have a DC input here. That's 12 to 60 volts DC input. So that's what you're going to use if you want to charge this with solar. And then an adapter, 58.8 volts, and that's a DC 8 amp adapter. So whether you're powering heavy duty equipment or multiple devices simultaneously, like an off-grid kitchen, for example, the AC500 handles it all with ease. And I could more or less run my house here off of this setup with the two B300Ss. And its modular design means you can expand your system as your needs grow or as your budget allows you. So you start with one B300S, for example, for 3,072 watt capacity, and scale up to as many as 6 B300S batteries for a massive 18,432 watt hours. And you know, this flexibility makes it perfect for both small setups and large off-grid installations. As your off-grid property and your projects grow, you can build the battery. Now, a lot of people call this BLUETTI. Oftentimes it's called BLUETTI. So that's actually how the company's saying it. But if you're getting mixed up from other research you're doing online, remember BLUETTI. So the B300S batteries are equipped with advanced LiFePO4 cells, which are known for their safety, stability, and their longevity too, which is key. With over 3,500 cycles to 80% capacity, these batteries are built to last for years. And that's exactly what I need. Plus, they feature a self-heating function, which I talked about, that ensures efficient charging even in cold climes. One of the things I love about the AC500 is its user-friendly touchscreen, which gives you full control over the power system. And this shows you a lot of real-time data, letting you manage inputs and outputs effortlessly. So there's no guessing when it comes to how much power you have left and how much longer it will run a specific device you're trying to use. There's also an app you can use on your phone too. The BLUETTI app connects via Wi-Fi to the AC500, allowing you to monitor and control everything from your smartphone. So you don't even have to walk up to the AC500 and see it's doing. You can carry it around right in the palm of your hand. Gonna have a big box fire. Oh, oh, oh. That was scary. Looks like I have an audience. I got a toad listening in, a pine borer beetle, and a medium to large size spider. This pine borer wants a BLUETTI device. This toad seems to be listening in. And this spider. Not to mention this guy. Hey, what are you looking at? And all of you, of course. That is one of my two BLUETTI 350 watt solar panels. Look at that. It's actually quite portable. Great little handle. Let's open her up. Uh-oh. Hopefully this parade doesn't get rained out. And conveniently, this zips right into here. So this is what we're going to plug into the adapter that plugs into the AC500. And then these little legs are on retractable webbing, so you don't deal with a big piece everywhere. So you just kind of, I guess, just lean these back. The sun's back out. Yeah, see that? Velcro's down. Folds right out. This is a charger for the solar panel. Plug it in and then screw it in all the way. Okay, so now we got our pluses and minuses here. All right, baby, there we go. We got DC input power, 236 watts, and input voltage, 36.3 volts. Woo! It's working. Okay, I got my second one set up, but it's a little far for the cable. So I wouldn't mind picking up an extender cable or a second cable. A secondary cable would tie the two panels together, and then they go into the AC500. Right now I'm going to set up both panels to go directly into the AC500 charger. The reason I might want something longer is because I'm going to want to keep the batteries and the inverter in the cabin and keep these outside. It might be a little ways away, but anyways, no big deal. I could probably just work it like this. So there is the setup. Beauty. Sun's just behind the clouds there. It's looking like it wants to poke out soon though. You can see from those green lights that it's charging. Alright, let's see what kind of power we're pulling from the sun here. Alright, we got DC 1 input voltage at 36.9 volts. And the input power at 209 watts. And then DC 2, that's the second panel. So we get a reading off each panel. So DC 2 input voltage is 37.6 volts, and DC 2 input power is 213 watts. So the second panel is catching more of the sun. This panel is catching more sun than this one, just because the sun's partially behind clouds and where they are in relation to the house. And I get a reading for each panel respectively. Now we're going to turn our AC power on. There we go, baby. See how this sucker works. This is 120 volt, 15 amp. Woo! Amazing. All right, let's do another test. Okay, so will it run this grinder? This is a 120 volt angle grinder. Will it run this and the saw at the same time? Let's find out. Woo! No problem. Got a little crazy there. Got a little crazy with the power tools there. But that's awesome. It'll run a standard angle grinder and a circular saw at the same time. So that's drawing a lot of power. So that is awesome. No issues whatsoever. So there it is. The BLUETTI AC500 with two B300S batteries. And two BLUETTI PV350 350 watt solar panels. What a combo.